Do you know what foods could potentially harm your beloved feline friend? It's a question that may have crossed your mind as you watch your kitty curiously sniffing around your plate. Well, worry not. We're here to guide you through the minefield of what's safe and what's not in the world of cat nutrition. You might be surprised by some of the everyday foods that could pose a risk. So, what's on the feline forbidden list? Stay tuned to discover the top foods that you should never feed to your cat. Firstly, and perhaps most commonly known, is chocolate. Yes, those sweet, melt-in-your-mouth treats that many of us humans can't resist. But for our feline friends, chocolate is more of a danger than a delight. So why is chocolate harmful to cats? The culprit here is a stimulant called theobromine. This particular compound is found in all types of chocolate, but it's especially high in dark chocolate and unsweetened baking chocolate. Now, while we humans can metabolize theobromine, cats process it much more slowly, allowing it to build up to toxic levels in their system. But what does this mean for our furry friends? Well, if a cat ingests chocolate, the theobromine can cause a variety of symptoms, ranging from mild to severe. These can include restlessness, rapid breathing, muscle tremors, and even seizures. In the worst cases, it can lead to heart failure or death. It's a scary thought, isn't it? Now you might be thinking, my cat never shows interest in chocolate. That's great, but remember, cats are curious creatures. If they come across an unattended chocolate bar or a piece of cake, they might just decide to take a nibble. And it's not just solid chocolate we have to watch out for. Anything that contains cocoa, like chocolate milk or chocolate-flavored cereals, can pose a risk. So, what should you do if your cat has ingested chocolate? It's important to contact your vet immediately. They can advise you on the best course of action, which may include inducing vomiting or administering activated charcoal to help prevent the theobromine from being absorbed. In conclusion, while it might be tempting to share a piece of your chocolate treat with your feline friend, it's best to resist. There are plenty of cat-friendly treats available that they'll enjoy just as much, if not more. So remember, keep the chocolate bars to yourself. Scene script. Next on our list are onions and garlic, common ingredients that can be deadly to cats. You might be wondering, how can these flavorful foods be harmful to our feline friends? Well, onions and garlic belong to the allium family, and all members of this family can cause problems for cats if ingested. Both onions and garlic contain compounds that can cause oxidative damage to a cat's red blood cells. This essentially means that these compounds cause the cells to break down, a condition known as hemolytic anemia. The symptoms of this condition may not be immediately apparent, as it often takes a few days for the effects to manifest. Now, you might be thinking, but my cat has eaten onions and garlic before and seemed fine. The thing is, the harmful effects of onions and garlic are cumulative. Even small amounts, if consumed regularly, can lead to problems over time. And it's not just raw onions and garlic that you need to watch out for. Cooked, powdered, dehydrated. It doesn't matter the form, they're all potentially harmful. Yes, even that small piece of garlic bread or that tiny bit of onion in your leftover stew could be problematic. Signs of onion or garlic toxicity in cats can include a decreased appetite, lethargy, pale gums, elevated heart rate, and even collapse in severe cases. If you suspect your cat has ingested onions or garlic and is showing these signs, it's crucial to get them to a vet as soon as possible. It's also worth noting that some cats may be more sensitive to the effects of onions and garlic than others. So even if one cat seems fine after ingesting these foods, it doesn't mean another cat will have the same tolerance. In conclusion, while onions and garlic might add a delightful flavor to our meals, they're not something our cats should be partaking in. It's best to keep your kitty away from these pungent plants. Remember, when it comes to our feline friends, it's always better to be safe than sorry. It's best to keep your kitty away from these pungent plants. It might seem obvious, but it's worth mentioning. Alcohol is a no-go for cats. Just as humans can be adversely affected by alcohol, so too can our feline friends. Actually, the effects are even more severe in cats due to their smaller size and different metabolism. But let's dive a bit deeper into why exactly alcohol is harmful to cats. Firstly, alcohol impacts a cat's liver and brain just as it does in humans. But unlike us, cats lack the ability to process alcohol effectively, leading to rapid alcohol absorption in their bloodstream. This can cause severe liver and brain damage in a very short period of time. Even a small amount of alcohol can lead to life-threatening toxicosis in cats. Symptoms may include vomiting, disorientation, hypothermia, and even seizures. Additionally, alcohol can cause a sudden drop in blood sugar, blood pressure, and body temperature, leading to a state of shock. The cat's central nervous system can also be depressed, leading to respiratory failure. In severe cases, it can put your cat in a coma or even prove fatal. Another point to consider is the variety of forms in which alcohol can be found. We typically think of alcoholic beverages, but remember that alcohol can also be found in certain medications, cleaning products, and personal care items. Cats are curious creatures and might be drawn to these products, so it's crucial to keep these items out of their reach. When it comes to cats and alcohol, the risks far outweigh any potential amusement or curiosity you might have about their reaction to it. It's not worth the potential harm it could do to your beloved pet. In conclusion, while it might be tempting to share a bit of your Friday night wine with your feline friend, or laugh at their reaction to a lick of beer, remember the harm that alcohol can cause. Cats and alcohol simply don't mix. So keep your Friday night drinks to yourself. Our next harmful food might be a surprise. It's caffeine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Caffeine, really? But my cat doesn't even drink coffee. While that's probably true, caffeine is found in more than just your morning brew. It's also in tea, chocolate, some medications, and even in certain types of soda. And it's not just a no-no for cats. It's a big, red, flashing danger sign. You see, cats are much more sensitive to caffeine than us humans. Even a small amount can cause serious problems. Caffeine affects the central nervous system and the heart, and in cats, this can lead to restlessness, rapid breathing, palpitations, and muscle tremors. In severe cases, it can even cause seizures or life-threatening heart arrhythmias. But why is caffeine so toxic to cats? Well, it's all down to how their bodies process it. Unlike us, cats can't metabolize caffeine effectively. This means it stays in their system for much longer, causing prolonged and potentially severe effects. Just to give you an idea of how harmful caffeine can be, a single cup of coffee contains enough caffeine to make a cat seriously ill, and a few laps of a caffeinated soda could be enough to cause problems. Now, the effects of caffeine poisoning in cats can be seen quite quickly, often within 1 to 2 hours after ingestion. If your cat has consumed caffeine and shows signs of restlessness, rapid breathing, or heart palpitations, it's crucial to get them to a vet as soon as possible. Of course, the best way to prevent caffeine poisoning in your feline friend is to ensure they don't have access to caffeine in the first place. Keep your coffee grounds and tea bags out of reach. Be careful with medications, and don't let them lick any spills. Remember, cats are naturally curious creatures. They might not understand the dangers of caffeine, but we do. So it's our responsibility to keep them safe. So keep your morning coffee away from curious paws. Lastly, we have a seemingly harmless food: grapes and raisins. Yes, these little morsels that you may love to nibble on can be downright dangerous for your furry friends. Grapes and raisins are a no-go for cats despite their size and seemingly harmless nature. They might look like the perfect bite-sized snack for your feline, but they can lead to some serious health complications. The main concern with these fruits is the potential for kidney damage. Now that's a big deal because your cat's kidneys are essential for filtering waste from their blood. When these organs aren't working as they should, it can lead to a whole host of problems. While researchers are still trying to pinpoint the exact toxic substance in grapes and raisins that causes this reaction, the fact remains clear: these fruits are not safe for cats to consume. Even small amounts can cause symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, and lethargy, which are often the first signs of kidney failure. In more severe cases, ingestion of grapes or raisins can lead to anuria, a condition where the kidneys stop producing urine altogether. This can quickly become a life-threatening situation. If you suspect your cat has eaten any grapes or raisins, it's important to seek veterinary care immediately. It's also worth noting that all forms of these fruits, whether they're fresh, dried, or even in juice form, are harmful. So whether you've got a bunch of grapes in your fruit bowl, a box of raisins in your pantry, or a glass of grape juice on your table, make sure they're out of your cat's reach. In the end, it's all about keeping your pets safe and healthy. And while it may seem like there are a lot of don'ts when it comes to feeding your cat, remember that there are plenty of safe and nutritious options out there too. Remember, not all fruits are feline friendly. So there you have it, 5 foods that are harmful to cats. Let's take a quick look back at what we've covered, shall we? We kicked things off by discussing chocolate, a sweet treat that's unfortunately toxic to our feline friends. This is because it contains theobromine, an alkaloid that cats cannot metabolize. Even a small piece of chocolate can trigger symptoms like restlessness, rapid breathing, and even seizures. Next, we moved on to onions and garlic, both of which belong to the allium family. These plants contain thiosulfate, a compound that can cause hemolytic anemia in cats. This condition leads to the destruction of red blood cells and can be life-threatening. Our third food item was alcohol. Now, it might seem obvious that cats shouldn't be drinking alcohol, but it's important to remember that even small amounts can be harmful. Alcohol can cause a range of problems, from vomiting and diarrhea to difficulty breathing and tremors. Caffeine was next on our list. Like chocolate, caffeine is a stimulant that cats cannot metabolize effectively. This can lead to restlessness, rapid breathing, heart palpitations, and in severe cases, even death. Finally, we talked about grapes and raisins. The exact reason why these fruits are toxic to cats remains unknown, but ingestion can lead to sudden kidney failure, a condition that can be fatal if not treated immediately. Each of these foods, while seemingly harmless to us humans, can cause serious harm to our feline companions. This is why it's crucial to be aware of what we're feeding our cats, and to always double-check if we're unsure about a certain food item. We encourage you to share this video with fellow cat owners to spread the word about the dangers of these common foods. After all, knowledge is power, and in this case, it's the power to keep our beloved cats safe and healthy. Remember, your cat relies on you for its well-being. Every meal you provide is a chance to nourish and protect them. So let's use that chance wisely, shall we? By being aware of these harmful foods, you're taking a big step in keeping your furry friends safe and healthy. Thank you for watching, and remember, your cat's health is in your hands.